The PS3 version of the game hit the shelves on April 1st, and 36 days later, MLB 14 The Show has finally been released for the PlayStation 4, and it was well worth the wait. Granted, I never played any iteration of MLB The Show, and the last baseball game that I played was Triple Play 2001 on a Magic Carpet ride, yo. But MLB 14 The Show's gameplay felt really realistic and fluid, and I haven't played a sports game that felt so right with few hiccups until today. SCE San Diego really had a field day with the motion capture, as tons of animations have been placed into the game that will put NBA 2K14's animation camp to shame. From pitches to swings to strides and the minute animations of the crowd and physics in game. And did I even mention the extensive name catalog? That stuff right there is crazy. Now the controls will take a lot of getting used to. There's no instruction manual in the case, and it has to be accessed by pressing the PS button and navigating to the on-screen manual, except that it only takes you to a web page within the internet browser. There's so much going on and there's so much to watch for. I have yet to understand how to steal bases, pitch from catcher to plate, and any other aspect of the game. Also, some of the abbreviations can confuse you, and it doesn't explain itself easily to the untrained gamer. I mean, did I really just intentionally walk this guy? I know what it means now. Starting off on Beginner Plus seemed to be like the best bet for me, which is something that I despise doing in any game that has higher difficulties. I haven't had much time to play Exhibition or Practice Mode, which is something that I desperately need to do, but the Road to the Show mode is where I have made my bed, as I love single player career modes like this, where you can take an amateur player, with mine being a starting pitcher by the name of Cameron Martinez, and mold him into a baseball sensation. So my combination of Beginner Plus with RTTS really welcomes me into the game with open arms, learning how to play the beautiful game of baseball. Diamond Dynasty is a mode that I plan on getting knee deep in once I get the mechanics of the game down pat. I mean, it's pretty much the equivalent of EA Sports Ultimate Team and 2K Sports My Team. Currency, collectibles, the whole works. The defining difference though is that you have players that you must train and develop and keep. Those are your dynasty players, and those are the ones that's going to really make your franchise stand out. I may have a series on that game mode itself in the near future, so make sure you stick around for that. The menus are pretty easy to navigate nonetheless, and the community is definitely letting their presence be known already, with players, slides, rosters, and even logos at the ready for download. The only problem is, and it could just be my connection or whatever, but you can't see what you're downloading. So unless you're a baseball fanatic or a slider hawk, you'll be fishing blind. And lastly, speaking of downloadable players and such, it could be an error on my part, but there are no legend teams in the game. Now I do believe it's possible to get legends in your Diamond Dynasty mode, but I will have to get more acquainted with that game mode to let you guys know for sure in due time. I originally picked up this game because it simply looked great. The crowds look authentic, and so does the fields. But as I played and learned the mechanics of the game, not only does it look great, but it feels great as well. As I said, there are tons of animations in the game, but many of them happen too often not to notice. It really dulls the immersion, and the same goes for commentary, which is pretty well done, but it gets a little stale over time, the same as any other sports game. The player models look astonishing, you hear me? But sometimes the lighting in the game can make the most well-known player look generic. Sometimes I feel like I'm playing the baseball version of PlayStation Home, which I'm still waiting on the release for that for the PlayStation 4. But ultimately, I can honestly say that MLB 14 The Show is definitely the PS4's hottest sports game on the market to be released in 2014. MLB 14 The Show is America's favorite pastime in all its immersive glory. Tier 2, Gold. It is a defining step above the rest. The gameplay and mechanics are fluid and smooth. It has robust animations and game modes. However, it has a steep learning curve, and it has an inability to see what you're downloading, which makes community downloading a no-go. Bottom line, definitely worth buying. You heard me?